And welcome to another week of Two Beards, a podcast in Wrexham AFC. Adrian, mate, how are you doing?
Oh, mate, I'm pumped. We're in for a bit of a big one today with a couple of announcements and some personal announcements, some club announcements. Yeah, I'm very excited. How about
Oh,
yourself, mate?
yes. Yes, stay tuned. We've had a very, very big productive week. So we do have a few little housekeeping things to get through before we get into the meaty parts of today's episode. And yeah, I mean, look, we the feedback so far has been great. Last week's episode was fantastic. I mean, how good was Ryan and Sean?
Oh, the best. And just a shout out to them. Just it's such good, like my favorite, I'll listen back to it was when Sean was like, I can swear on this podcast, right? And we're like, fuck yeah, you can. And she swore, and I was just like, obviously their podcast. We were a guest on their podcast. So if you haven't listened to that already, please do. It is a belter. But obviously they were a guest on ours last week. And it's just interesting. We've got two types of podcasts, but they're both, I like to think, both great in their own right. And it was just nice to have that different perspective, that Welsh perspective, that Wrexham local perspective. So it was good to have them on.
Yeah, yeah, lovely couple they were. So we hope to have them on the show probably in the future as well. So, and we'll probably
For
pop
sure.
up on their show here and there as well. So,
That'd be
um,
nice.
yeah. So look, we've got a few announcements to make. Viewers and listeners, we love you guys a lot. So what we've actually gone and done this week, we've actually now created our own website, which is a link to our personal business that me and Adrian have. And on that website as well is also a merchandise shop. So, and we love this. We've got our own merchandise, Two Beards merchandise. And
Yep.
to celebrate this, we are actually going to do a giveaway. All right. So we need your help, listeners, to basically come in and say, "Hey, we love your stuff. We want to get a bit of advertisement out there, so we're going to fund this ourselves." And basically, what we want you to do, we want you to get something off the merch store and get a photo of yourself at a sports ground anywhere around the world, and we are going to pick the best one that we think or the best photo, and you're going to get a voucher to the Wrexham gift shop, which will be
100%.
a really good $100 voucher or £100 voucher to the Wrexham gift shop. Um, so if you want to be part of that, all you got to do, head over to our website or a merch store. Link will be in the description.
Yep.
Buy a piece of merch and get a photo of yourself with that merch at a sporting ground. And obviously
And you
bonus
can
points if you're able to get on TV wearing the merch.
Yeah, I mean, look, don't, we can't pay your legal fees, so no streaking or running on a ground when unannounced, unless we get promoted or something, then that's always a fine to run on the ground. But you can find all of this information at twobeardsmedia.com. That's twobeardsmedia.com.
Hell yeah. All
I
official
felt
and
like
shit.
such a douche saying that. I was like, those ads you hear on radio where they repeat themselves. Anyways, just
No,
check it out.
I'll
And
repeat as well. Go to twobeardsmedia.com, click on shop, go get yourself some fantastic merch. It's good quality stuff. We got some stuff on the way. Get yourself a photo and post it to Twitter, Instagram, tag us, and we will pick the best one. The cutoff date for this will be the start of the new season. So August
yep,
5th.
first round against MK Dons.
Yeah.
So first
And
of the
that
EFL season.
we will announce the winner in the following podcast. And we may even get you on to do an interview.
You know what? I think we can do that. I
I
love to
think
do that.
I think we can do that too. So you want to be
100%.
part of it, guys? You know what to do. Twobeardsmedia.com. Now
You
the
know
other
what?
one, the other
Yeah,
one,
sorry. While you're on that, go for it.
patron program. So look,
Yes.
we're not trying to scam money from anyone. We're not trying to do any of that. But we've launched a Patreon program because running a podcast does cost a bit of money. And, we do need a little bit of help. So we've got a Patreon program. It will cost you $5 a month. Link is also in the description. But what do you get for your $5 a month? Tell you what you get. We've got our private Discord, which will give you access to both me and Adrian. You can suggest topics, and for the show, we can give you shout outs, birthday shout outs on the pod, all sorts of stuff. So you get access to that private Discord, and it's only for members who commit $5 a month. And you will also get 10% off our merch store, so it kind of gives it back anyway.
Mhm.
And
you also get in the running for giveaways.
yes,
so not only have we
giveaway.
got monthly giveaway, we'll be doing a monthly giveaway for patrons. So if you start to be, maybe you pay your $5 and you're one of the only ones part of it for the first, couple, the pool is smaller, so you've got a higher chance of winning. And we've got some pretty cool, rewards coming out for that as well. But look, keep an eye on it, guys. Definitely. Again, we're not trying to scam you for money. It's just to pay for the, the mics and stuff that we've just kind of done. And we're realizing, we want to, make a business of this and make a bit of fun of it. So, enough about the spiel of it all, but honestly, I'm very excited. And I just want to say one of my favorite things on the merch, we're working with True Apparel for our merch provider. So it's all drop shipping, all official. They're one of the biggest actual esports and content creator providers in Australia. So shout out to them. But they made us a special stubby. So we're the only ones on the entire website out of, I think they've got like 10,000 followers on Twitter, whatever they've got on the company. And we're the only company that has a beer stubby holder with the two Wrexhams, two beards, a podcast, and Wrexham AFC. Fuck. Yeah, there we go. Say that 10 times fast.
To those of you non-Aussies that don't know what a stubby actually is, that is a beer, and you put the beer inside the stubby, and it keeps your beer colder for longer.
Yep, that's it.
And it's a fantastic Aussie invention.
Aussie? Is it an Aussie invention? We need to Google that.
I swear that's an Aussie invention. We're going to claim it, so fuck it, right? That's ours.
Fuck it. Anyways, that's probably my one. So when I've ordered mine, and I know Chris has as well, but we're going to be ordering our own stuff for to rep on the episodes, and that was my number one pick, was that stubby holder, and thanks to them for custom making that for us.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. So yeah, link to our Patreon program in the description. $5 a month. You can nominate however much you want. You can pay $1 a month. You can pay $2 a month. But if you want the good stuff, if you want to be eligible for giveaways, if you want to be part of the Discord program, if you want to get all the shout outs and you want the cheap merch, we do give back for that $5 a month. We give back a hell of a lot. So please 100%. Head on over, commit to whatever you want. You can cancel it whenever you want. Everything will be in the description. So that's all we're going to say on that.
Ooh, baby.
First up, we cannot hide it. It happened right before the podcast. We got some new shirts.
Ooh, baby. I'm
going to be so fucking broke after this. Bloody hell.
I just kind of wish they were released. I mean, good on them to release them both at the same time. But for those who don't know, international shipping is like £20 on top of it. So then you've got to do. So if you're ordering individual things like this bastard, then you have, you're constantly paying the shipping. But I didn't mind that they released the away and the third kits at the same time. I have some big opinions on them, but I wanted to ask you first. Out of the two, so the away shirt is a lovely white kit with the green down like a green stripe down the middle, quite a thick stripe, and then a little bit of red along, like a little trim along those sides. Yeah, should be fun.
It'll be there.
Yeah, that's well done. So for those who are listening to this medium, he's basically going to superimpose it on the YouTube. So if you want to check it out, check out the YouTube. But honestly, that looked great. But my biggest issue out of the entire thing, it was so perfect, and then they ruined it. Why did they ruin it, Chris? Do you know what I'm going to get on about? Do you know why they ruined it?
Yeah, I can tell you how.
Do.
All right. So when they took the photo of Paul Mullen wearing it, why does he look like he's holding back a giant mud baby?
No. That was the third kid, mate. The third kid.
In both of them, he looks like he needs to take a massive shit.
The biggest issue, mate. The biggest issue with that away kit, to get on the content of it all, is they used a blue United logo. On the red kit, it is a white logo. On the black kit, it's a white logo. And on that, obviously, it can't be white. Now, people are saying it should have been a red or a green, would have made it so much better, but it's blue and it's jarring. And I don't know, mate. It ruined a perfectly good shirt, in my opinion. I was most looking forward to that white shirt. And now I'm a very disappointed little boy.
Look, I think it's blue because it's mirroring the thoughts inside Paul Mullen's head while he's waiting to take a shit, but he's got to take a photo.
He's very blue about it all.
No. Look, actually, I don't mind it myself personally. I actually don't mind the look of it. I think I sort of understand that probably want the United blue. Kind of looks like almost a little bit like the old US Postal Service for those that were into cycling back in Lance Armstrong's drug days. But
rest in peace, his career and his left nut. Continue.
But like, I'm looking at the picture, it doesn't look that out of place. And I mean, it's something I think that'll grow on you. I love the green shorts. The green shorts,
you know what? I didn't predict that at all. I thought they might have kept the white shorts.
They look comfy. You know what? I would like to be in those shorts, completely commando, and feel the smooth silk brushing up against the nuts.
I thought you were going to say you wanted to be in, like, Ollie Palmer's shorts.
Mate. Mate. Don't get me started on that one.
It's funny, like, it's so funny. Like, there's not a day that doesn't go by, and I don't know. Maybe it's just more people are watching the podcast or what. Maybe it's just crazy, silly off season. But, like, I swear to God, there's not a day that doesn't go by where someone doesn't post a pic of sexy Ollie Palmer and, like, talk about how either their wife's going to leave them for them or like something like that. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's my algorithm. Maybe it's my own fault.
I don't know. But hey, I think they're all going to look great, especially in that black kit. That black kit is stunning.
I do like the black kit.
Stunning. Like, woo-wee.
Yeah. Man. It's less is more with that one.
Do you know what would look even better in that black kit?
What?
Declan Rice.
Oh, your obsession with him needs to stop. He now plays for a fucking
anyways, for the Gunners.
The Gooners. Mate.
But look, overall, I think the ratings I would give out of 10 for the red shirt.
Oh, there we go. I like it. The home shirt you're going with now?
Yeah,
so we'll start with the home red.
Start with the home shirt.
Yep.
Solid 7.5 out of 10 from Rousey.
I like it.
The away shirt, I would go probably a 6 out of 10. I like it.
Yep.
It could probably do with a little few changes, but it's saved by the shorts.
Yep.
And the black kit, probably a 9 out of 10 for that.
Nice. 9. All right.
That is straight fire.
Yeah. Look, okay, my views on it all. So my views, I'm going to go with the red kit. It's a very classic look. If it wasn't for the V, I would probably rate it higher. So I'm giving it a 7 out of 10 for the red kit. It's probably one of my favorite out of them. The white kit, I'd probably give a 5. I know they probably had an agreement where one of the kits had to show the United blue, so they figured why not put it on the one white kit, which makes sense. But ruined it for me. Give it a 5. And then the black kit, though, honestly, I had low expectations because of the leaked photos. It looked very monotone, but that texture that they've got, it's almost like paintbrush stripes down like the black kit with kind of like a lighter black to give it that kind of texture. Honestly, mate, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. And I'm also going to tell you, all 3 kits have a different collar. So that the red kit has that almost broken V-neck. The white kit has a proper V-neck, very much the one like the one I'm wearing now, just with a bit of a splash of green. And then that black kit has almost, that button-up tee look, but it's without the button, which I freaking love, because I hate button-up kits. It looks great. So I'm loving it.
My question is, right? So we've got your rankings. My question to you on this one is, which of these shirts would you leave on while you're banging your missus?
You know what? I was going to answer that so straight faced, but then I'm just like, are we that podcast? Are we that podcast that just fucking crosses boundaries that maybe shouldn't be crossed? I would say all 3, buddy, at once. It'd be a sweaty occasion, podcast. but all 3 of them. Yeah.
All once. 3 of them.
Yeah, I told you it'd be a sweaty affair. But for all 3 sounds like a lovely time. I would go red. I would go white on first, cover it with the red, and then the black over the top, just to mix it up.
Ooh, wow. Someone's
I didn't know what you were asking for.
Water.
Stay hydrated, people.
Gosh,
Stay hydrated.
This podcast is going down the toilet very quickly.
I don't know. What's funny to me is like we say stuff, right? And I'm like, yeah, fuck, this is the week we get cancelled. Like, this is the week. And then every week we're still alive. So honestly, maybe it is this week. Maybe this is the end this week. Who knows?
Well, look, there's a bit of I don't know, there's a bit of divided opinions about the shirts and other things that are going on at the club at the moment with memberships and all that sort of stuff. But we're just going to touch on this next section.
Yep.
So, trade rumours. Here we go.
Rightio.
I've got something to say.
Do it.
Now, I know we didn't get Declan Rice. That's okay. But
also,
if
PSA,
you are going
public
to go
service
out of your way and you are going to go on Twitter, on Instagram, and what other social media platform, and you are going to stand up and swear blindly that there is a player coming and a sign coming, you best be prepared to lose every single ounce of your credibility if you get it wrong. Twitter was a absolute, almost went into meltdown with the signing during the week, or alleged signing during the week, of a guy named Cal Naismith, who's
Scottish wonder.
Yeah. And look, don't get me wrong, that would be amazing. He is a good player, really solid. I reckon he would fit right in with the team. I love his personality.
But it's all irrelevant. It's all irrelevant. Yeah, exactly. If you are prepared to stand up and put your word, and look, since then, the person that tweeted it has obviously deleted the tweet. Which they've also publicly apologized as well. So if you think you've got the right info and you're 99% right, I'm happy for you to take the benefit of the doubt. But it was, like you said, something that was pushed quite a lot this week.
Yeah. And look, if you need something official, Parky said it. I get all the fanfare and all the hype and build up around potential signings and who's coming in. But Parky's been very clear from day dot that he doesn't need to change the team very much. He only wants to probably make 2 or 3 good signings, and he's prepared to wait.
Yeah.
So if you haven't heard it from the club or someone that directly associated with the club that actually knows, don't believe a single bloody word of it. The amount of people,
it's deja vu, mate.
Let's talk
deja vu.
Nick Powell, for instance, signed for Stockport. Right, like he was.
I mean, that one was supposed.
Now, whether Whether Wrexham
Yeah.
was actually interested in him or not, we'll never know. I like to think that possibly that Wrexham pulled out and said, "No, nah, it's not worth it," or saw something they
That's
didn't
what I
like.
think. Just because he's quite injury prone, I reckon that's kind of what happened. But look, to be honest, deja vu. I'm getting a lot of deja vu because a couple episodes ago, which would have been a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I was on the bandwagon of pushing that we were getting Tom Glover because I believed that I heard from an Australian source that had happened. So I've been in this position where I've pushed it. From then on out, I don't push shit because I'm like, you know what? Unless they've fucking signed on the dotted line and even been announced, even to the point where, for example, Celtic a couple of years ago, David Turnbull, right? He had photos in the Celtic jersey, right? Then he did a medical, failed it, and then the trade didn't go through. So all of that fucking didn't, and then it ended up happening again down the line. But my point is, even then, people were like, "Geez, you really can't predict it unless they're, coming out and on Twitter." It's like fuck, coming out on Twitter and do it unless I see them on the pitch in our jersey. It might mean shit, like you know what I mean. Like so,
Yeah.
for that as well, Alfie May announced this week that he's going to Cheltenham Town, and that's another one that was rife during the preseason. Whether we were in with a chance, who knows? Who knows? Again, it was a lot of hearsay. I think I pushed the Tom Glover agenda and the Alfie May agenda definitely early days, realized that both weren't going to happen at all, then realized, you know what? You have to make this decision as a fan. It's great to talk about rumors, but we can't just say that, yeah, like you said, we can't blindly say
you can't
this
be
is
definite
happening.
about it. You can't be like, yeah, this is happening. Like, no.
Yeah.
All right. You will lose all
Unless yeah.
credibility with every single person on Twitter if you do that. Now, that
Yeah.
said, I just want to address this right here from an Aussie bloke. Parky believes the team is good enough as it is to be very strong and compete for promotion in League Two. A lot of people have come out from inside the Wrexham camp. A lot of players have all said that they truly believe themselves that they're going to get promoted again this year. Now, if they're saying that, and Parky, who we trust, is saying that, we don't need to sign anyone. We don't. So if we're not going to sign anyone, or if we're just going to sign 2 or 3 people, fine. But he doesn't need to add too much to the squad. The squad we have now, the squad that promoted us, 15 years in the National League of loads of hurt, bullshit owners, all that sort of stuff. The squad we have now will get us past League Two.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it. It doesn't need to be changed. We don't need wholesale changes. That's it.
That's it.
Trust in Parky, except that the team is going to look pretty much exactly the same as it did last year. And these boys, they're going to go out on that pitch every single day and they're going to give it their absolute all to get us promoted to League One in one season. Best believe it. Enjoy the ride. Let's get ready for the preseason in America. Let's get ready for the actual start of League Two against MK Dons.
Yeah.
Right.
And look,
let's just enjoy that. Let's not get too wrapped up. Start chewing at people, fighting at people, saying, well, I know this, and that. No need for it. We're all Wrexham fans.
Yep.
So let's be Wrexham fans. Let's back our boys up the town. We are going back to back. Go to here first.
Oh God. I'm just waiting for us to be mid-table halfway through the season and then someone uses that sound bite and goes, hey guys, you remember when you said this? And I'll be like, yes. But you know what? I think the best part is, yeah, you're right. 2 to 3 signings. I mean, Parky's already admitted it. There's 2 to 3 on the radar, 2 people who are under contract. I think there's another one who's not under contract. I don't know the specifics. Again, speculation. But what he said is, they're definitely looking, but is he crying about it? Is he like, oh God, something fell through? Is he coming to the press going, oh shit, we're in trouble? No, he's not. Exactly what you said. So look, trade rumors, all of that shit. I'm done with it. I'm done with preseason. I mean, I know it's one of the shorter preseasons because of, World Cup and all that shit. But honestly, man, I'm ready for this season to begin and to really know where we sit where the other teams sit. And to be honest, we've got 24 teams in this league chirping up a storm on Twitter, on fucking any social media, chirping up their season. And I don't think there's one team that's in League Two that doesn't believe they're in it to win it. So I can't wait till the season to begin and shut up half of them, and then find out where we sit in that bracket as well. Because I'm with you, man. I want us to be back to back. I've told that we had this conversation, and wholeheartedly, I think we will get promoted. But I just know we got to just see how it comes in, and we got to take it as it is. So I'm excited. I can't wait for this season to begin, and the preseason in America, the invasion of the USA. I am pretty keen just to see how we fare. I mean, I'm a bit annoyed about, we're up against what? LA 2, Philadelphia 2, and Manchester United Academy. But Chelsea. So I'd like to see Chelsea put up a full squad would be nice. So, that's the hope. That's the game I'm looking forward to the most, is that Chelsea game. The rest of them can get fucked.
Well, I mean, look, I think with that, the US tour coming up, let's just focus on that. Look forward to that. It starts like in less than 7 days' time.
Yeah.
So the first one will actually hop into this next segment called Our Predictions.
I like it. Our predictions.
So we're going to predict. We know that the next episode will come in the thick of this. We hope that we can get access to some sort of stream that we can watch these games. I imagine.
Oh, okay. Actually, I have some knowledge on that.
Oh, go for it.
So yes. So
fill me up with your knowledge.
Yes, fill you right. Jesus Christ. How are we not cancelled? Anyways, we have against Chelsea. That Chelsea game will be basically broadcast on the Chelsea app. So they have like Chelsea TV, and it'll be free on their app. So you'll be able to watch it from them. Again, what you wouldn't really want to download an opposition app, but if it's the only way to view it in this country, at least, I'm going to be doing it. And the same is to be done for Manchester United TV as well, I'm pretty sure. So those two games will be on those apps. Now, in terms of the MLS games, so the games against the second MLS teams, it says that if you have an MLS season pass, you will have access to this. Now, in Australia, I'm pretty sure, now I could be wrong here, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure in Australia, at least, the MLS season pass is included in your Apple TV Plus subscription.
Well,
I think.
Fuck, I don't have that.
Oh, it's all right.
I'm straight.
I'll stream it to you.
It's all
right, mate. We'll watch it together. I'll stream it to you. Not that you heard that FBI watching this, listening to this stream. You didn't hear that at all. Anyways, that's fine. But my point is, I think that's the way you would do it. But to be honest, mate, I genuinely see this as the first time that I know of, at least, where Wrexham are not going to be in the UK or Europe doing any form of tour. It's overseas, where a lot of people will not be able to travel. I do suspect that there'll be a lot of links online.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to find a stream somewhere of it. So that said, July 19th, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, Wrexham versus Chelsea, the first game of the US invasion.
Yep.
What are we predicting for it, mate?
God, can I be boring? 1-1 draw? I think we'll score. I genuinely think, because it's pre-season, people are trying new things. They're trying new things. And I'll be honest, our squad's been together for a good 12 months. Chelsea have brought in a lot of new people, sacked a lot of people. They're going into I wouldn't say a rebuild, but they're looking at strengthening for the next Premier League season. So I would suggest what you mentioned quite a lot, which was we have a unified team. So why not put them on the park and they'll score? I see us conceding only for the fact that they do have a lot of quality stars. And if they do put any of them, even just one of them on the park, there's a goal coming. So 1-1 draw for me. What about you?
Okay, so I'm going to go 2-1 to Wrexham on this one.
Nice.
I think, yeah, Chelsea's had a lot of turmoil, new coach, new style, in a different country. And yes,
Four
look,
tiers above
Wrexham,
still.
4 tiers above, yes. But that, look, we showed in the FA Cup, that means fuck all. So
Nah.
we've got a unified team. We're going to be taking a full strength team. Chelsea obviously still trying to get things together. I actually possibly have them for relegation from the Premier League this coming season
Oh,
if they don't
no
get it together.
way.
Mm,
No way. That is such a big call. But you
that's
know
a
what?
big call, and it will be
That's a big
devastating if
opinion.
it happens.
Well, I mean, everyone
Right?
said it for Everton, mate. So my point is, and this is kind of my logic. If Everton can't get relegated, then Chelsea's not getting relegated.
Well, look,
Like,
it
yeah.
depends. Like that Chelsea have a habit at the moment of hiring and firing real quickly, being a bit off the cuff. They're all over the place. Look,
Yep.
I would love nothing more than to see Chelsea come together and actually have a decent crack at it. They're one of the big. I still see them as one of the big six, but there's just something inside of me that says that if they don't get it together, um, they are looking at relegation next year.
I mean, yeah,
Big
look, I
call, I
mean,
know,
you're
but
big call and I like it. And you know what? This is why we do this, because I like to think you're the dreamer and I'm the I wouldn't say rational one. I'm just the boring one, I guess. But the way that I think of it is Chelsea, yeah, it for a preseason game, actually, I wouldn't put it past us beating them. I wouldn't put it past it. It's preseason. It happens all the time. Um, doesn't matter what sport league you're in. It's preseason. It doesn't mean shit. So, um, I wouldn't be surprised if we beat them there.
yeah, I'm saying 2-1. It's going to be
Yeah,
a Wrexham early goal,
yeah,
followed by a late equaliser, and then a late goal from Wrexham. That's the way I see that going down.
I
I
like it.
think I
I
think
like
they'll
it.
be surprised. Paul Mullen is really, really good up front. He's a pest. Um,
Who?
Paul Mullen.
I've never heard of him.
Oh, he's the
Never
one that
heard of
looks
him.
like he's, you know, trying to have a baby.
Ah, right, that guy. Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
I love him. Paul Mullen, mate.
Oh fuck,
It's
dude, he's the
fantastic.
best. Like, and I think that's what I love. I love joking around about it because like everyone's like, oh, Wrexham this, Paul Mullen that. So I always kind of like to talk about the lesser known players to the greater public. Like I freaking love Aaron Hayden, Sam Dolby. Um, we've got some even better. Like Barnett is in. Like we've got these just good talents. O'Connell, actually, O'Connell's one of my favorite because he played for Celtic and he played in Champions League. Yeah, they got done,
Mm.
9-0. But like that's pretty good experience for a fucking fourth tier team.
Yeah, and look, I love Paul Mullen. I love Sam Dolby's great.
Hmm.
Um, but hands down, my favorite player is Elliot Lee.
Oh, how good.
Just
How good is
just
Elliot
what a
Lee?
signing, man. What
Elliot
a
Lee.
signing.
Elliot Lee. He goes by the name of Elliot Lee. So I
Yeah.
asked him, who is he? He goes by the name of Elliot Lee.
And I love
Yeah.
Ollie Palmer. I really do. Ollie Palmer's a very ambitious person, and I would love to have Ollie Palmer on the pod one day. I reckon we could
Oh,
we
Ollie's
could
a
fire off
character and I
a few
bloody love it.
jokes. All right, so
You know
moving on
what?
to the second
Yeah,
game
go
in
for it.
Los Angeles, California, on July 22nd. It's Wrexham versus LA Galaxy 2. Right.
Electric
How do you
Boogaloo.
see this one going, Adrian?
Um, Good question. I think a lot of people underrate the MLS. I think the MLS has grown in the last decade. I don't follow it too closely, so maybe I'm talking out my ass here, but they do have obviously a lot of bigger players now. So I would imagine their reserves would be bulked up to the nines as well. Um, I see us winning that one, and I see us winning that one maybe 1-0, maybe 2-0. Again, I'm only doing that because I feel like if it's the seconds, then they're not playing anyone of any quality, of any European stature, South American stature, whatever it might be. I'm not saying Americans aren't great. There's great players who play for them, but I just don't see them playing in that two side. But yeah, 2-0 probably. I want to say, yeah, 2-0 to Wrexham. Again, do not underestimate them. might be a nice little stalemate. It'd be a real close one, regardless.
Yeah, look, I'm going to confess I don't know a hell of a lot about LA Galaxy or LA Galaxy 2, what strength of field that they will put on and how that will compare to the quality of Wrexham.
Yeah.
But I'm predicting a goal fest. I'm going to say 4-1 Wrexham.
Fuck. All right.
It'll either be 4-1 or 4-2. I just think that there's going to be a lot of goals in this game.
Yeah.
The pitch that they're playing on, was it the Dignity Health Sports Park in Los Angeles, California?
How many does that house, bud?
Oh, good question. Geez, you're putting me on the spot.
Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry. I thought that's what you were looking at. Sorry.
No. But I'm looking at the stadium.
Yeah.
That's that I can pull up information.
To the Google machine.
To the Google machine. It houses 27,000.
Fuck.
Home of LA Galaxy, the Los Angeles Wildcats, and LA Galaxy 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
So I don't know a whole lot about their players, but I'm predicting an absolute score fest.
You know what? I'd like to think that you might be onto something there. Again, we can't dismiss the quality that is the MLS, but it is the MLS reserves. The chances of them, they are in the middle of their season right now, the MLS. So the fact that they would put anyone down to play a friendly just doesn't make sense. So it'll be people who aren't making the cut. So yeah, goal fest probably so much. Yeah, probably.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. Next one in San Diego, California at the Snapdragon Stadium.
Aptly named.
Oh, yes. Wrexham versus Man United, which will most likely be the Man United kids.
Yep.
I've got a bet on this with a work colleague. So
is he a Man U fan?
Yes, he is.
Lovely.
Very much. I was actually arguing with him today. I was like, you got to come on the pod.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like hearing that I'm doing this podcast now at work, and they're all like, like, what the hell? Like, this is so left of field for Rousey, it's like, what the hell?
But you're like fucking Batman, mate. Like,
oh, mate, man of all trades.
We're superimposing right now. So Chris, when you're editing this is to future you, by the way, so you can disregard. But for future Chris, I want you to superimpose the Batman mask on your face. All right? Yep. Cool.
Oh dear, that's gonna
it's gonna bite you on the ass. I'm so sorry. You don't have to do
that. So Wrexham versus Man United, San Diego. I'm still liking Wrexham to win this one as well. Kick us off to a good start.
Jeez, are you going? I'm going to say this straight up. Like before we even get to the next game, this game, are you going 4 from 4?
We'll see.
I know you are. I fucking know you are.
So Wrexham versus Man United. I'm predicting a 3-2 score
to win. Yeah, no, I like it. I'm going. I see your point again, because if they're playing the kids, we've got experience. Let's assume, because like these games, especially, I think Snapdragon holds like 50,000, doesn't it? Or am I talking out my ass?
33,000, I think.
33,000, right. So that's still a lot. My point is, if it's a packed house and people are there predominantly to see Wrexham, which it will be, we understand the Wrexham contingent in America is now huge. They would be putting a full strength side, because it's like when, and I'm using a very poor example for those who didn't know about this, but a couple of years ago, Real Madrid and Manchester City came to Melbourne in Australia when I lived in Melbourne, and they played at the MCG. It was in front of 100,000 people, or close to it, 90-odd thousand. And they put Ronaldo on. They put Vincent Kompany from Man City. They put Aguero. They put Gareth Bale. They put all of the stars on these teams, right? They did it because the fans were there, because the fans are there to see them. I assume obviously on a smaller scale, but I assume the same thing. Wrexham understand that people are there to see the people they've seen from the season previous, the documentary. So you're going to see Ollie Palmer get a lot of minutes. You're going to see Paul Mullen get a lot of minutes. You're going to see Ben Foster in goal. Super fan Ben Foster in goal. So you're going to get that kind of quality. So I agree. I think it could be a goal fest. I think we could probably beat Man U. I'm going to go with, especially because I know they're definitely playing the kids. Yeah, you know what? I'll go with a 2-1 scoreline. Not much of a goal fest, but 2-1, similar to you. I think we'll win because of that simple fact. So, yeah.
All right. And the last one, Philadelphia Union 2 at Subaru Park in Philadelphia. Subaru Park is stunning. Absolutely stunning. Yeah. Really, really good, like modern stadium. Home to Philadelphia Union and obviously Philadelphia Union 2. Don't know much about Philadelphia Union 2, or where they place sort of on the table of things either. So I'm just really taking a guess, but it's their second team. And Philadelphia, I'm told, have a pretty good soccer culture. So
Good football culture, yeah.
If I'm going to go for my predictions here, it is obviously Rob McElhenney's hometown side.
Here comes the 4 from 4, the clean sweep. Finish
No,
him.
I'm liking a 0-0 draw.
Okay. Well, I mean, it finishes the tour. You know, they probably don't want to avoid that.
They'll
They
be
don't want to have
winding
any
down.
injuries.
They'll be winding
Yeah,
down for the start of the season.
that's
Like
fair.
they're doing 4 games in 9 days. They're doing 4 games in 9 days. That's a lot.
Yep.
I think they're going to be coming at this fairly structured. They know that obviously what they're doing is a little bit of a show, but I think they'll be just sort of lightening the load a little bit, maybe trying out new players, subbing on some new players and things like that, just to give people some legs, getting them ready for that August 5th start date so they're not too tired. I'm liking a draw on this one. It'll be 0-0, 1-1. It'll be
it.
low scoring
I like
affair,
it.
and it'll be
I like it. I think you're onto something there. I mean, to be honest, you've kind of convinced me because I thought our biggest win would be against Philadelphia, and I thought possibly a 2-0, 3-0 win. But you've kind of convinced me. You're right. It's the end of the tour. They'll be resting people. They'll be trying new things. Again, it's the Philadelphia Seconds. Yeah, look, I think we'll still win that one. I think it'll be a 1-0 affair. But again, like you said, don't put it past them. We don't know much about these MLS2 sides. They could completely rock us and we don't even know it. But yeah, I think to finish the tour, a draw or a cheeky little win at the end probably sees us finish that tour. I think, like you said, I'm weirdly, I thought, we'd be quite opposite. You'd be 4 from 4 and I'd be, maybe 1 from 4. But when you put logic to it, this is our tour. This is a big thing and it's a big touristy thing. Now, of course, there will be, limitations to players playing full minutes and things like that. But I don't doubt they're going to be putting Paul Mullen on the park because they kind of have to. Not that they have to, but that's what, however many tickets have been sold, they're there to see
Paul Mullen will
that.
play regardless. He's that type of player. Like, good
Yeah, but
luck trying to remove him from the team.
But we don't want to risk it either. So I know Parky, and I mean I don't know Parky. I just feel like I get his temperament, and I guess he's a no bullshit coach.
Yeah, and look,
yeah,
I hope the team comes through it with no injuries. They have a good time over there. They're able to pull off some good results. I see them going balls to the wall against Chelsea and Man United because it's a scalp essentially.
yep.
But I think, that last game, they're probably going to be in a phase where they're just sort of backing off, getting ready for MK Don's first game of the season, and they know they've got a long trip back. So yeah,
Yeah, good point.
Logic sort of got the better of me on that one.
I like it.
So yeah, I'm calling draw. And what was your prediction again?
I think 1-0. I think we'll win 1-0.
One
I
nil
don't.
win.
I think it'll be a low scoring affair. It'll be, maybe even one of the rotation will be scoring. Maybe someone that doesn't usually, a Barnett or maybe shit. They might even put Billy Waters on. Although, Twitter's rife with rumors that he's back to his old club on loan. So who knows? Who knows?
I haven't seen that. I have not seen that rumor yet. So, but interesting. Obviously, guys that went out on loan are Aussie boy Kai Calderbank Park, obviously on trial at Chesterfield.
Yeah, but he left for
Did
more
he?
minutes. Yeah, so he's not on loan. He's been
Yeah, yeah.
sacked.
But he did get
Or no,
offered. He did get
yeah, he
offered.
did. He just rejected it because he wanted more minutes, which is
Yeah,
completely fair.
and it's understandable.
Yeah,
Um,
I get
you
it.
know,
If you're listening, mate, come on the pod anytime.
yeah, that would be pretty good. I'd love to have a Aussie football player on the pod. I think that
Mm,
would be really, really good. So
very
so
cool.
that's our predictions for the upcoming US tour. Um, should be pretty good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm
So
keen, mate. I'm keen.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. So on that note, we now move forward. We'll have a quick look at two more teams from League Two.
Yep.
We're going to start with Bradford. So now
Bradford.
Bradford's an interesting one because their manager, guy by the name of Mark Hughes, is actually a Wrexham-born boy. Does got no association with the club from what I know, but he's Wrexham-born. So essentially, he's a bit of a local. Um, so that's kind of an interesting twist on things.
Good start.
Um, he he's had obviously a decent senior career, spending a lot of time at Manchester United and Chelsea.
Yep.
And his managerial career, obviously, with he was the Wales head coach. Um,
Yep.
he was Queens Park Rangers. He was Manchester City for a while. Um, solid team, the Bantams, they're called. They they're in sort of like a maroon, red, and piss yellow shirt. It's the
Well, it's
best way
funny
to put
that
it.
their new kit is a bit different than normal. Like, so, they usually,
Mm,
do different kind of variation, but they're doing for the 120th year, they've got the horizontal stripes. And a lot of people are taking the piss, like thinking it's a rugby jersey because they've got the old white collar button up.
mm,
And as if you're not in the UK or don't know, but basically there's a big divide between, football and rugby union. At least I believe so in the UK, where it's, it seems to be a bit of a class divide where people from football think that they're posh pricks, and then people from the rugby union side of things think football people are all hooligans. So,
yeah,
um,
exactly.
I,
And
I mean, I'd like to belt him in that shirt. So yeah, be good.
I would love to belt them. I mean, look, the Bradford City, obviously, you would know, previous manager, obviously, our very own Phil Parkinson.
Phil Parkinson.
Um, he obviously had great success at the Bantams.
Yeah,
Now,
got him
their
promoted.
stadium is Valley Parade, which used to be an old quarry or so, I'm told, and they revamped it, spent a little bit of money on it, a whopping £1,200 to redo the stadium. But obviously back then that was a lot of money. And they love their cocks.
They're what?
They love their cocks. So they have a cock on their shield, on their emblem, and
So chicken.
and their their mascot is Billy Bantam, who, for all intents and purposes, is a big brown
Cockhead.
cock.
Love it. Love it.
So that's
What does this
Bradford for
podcast
you.
come to? Yeah, good on them. Fucking Bradford. But look, they finished quite well last year. I mean, we went into this, if you haven't heard our episode on our League Two predictions, which could be very, very wrong. Bradford's actually been, at least from the Twitter chatter, they're predicted to be kind of up there. They finished 6th last year. So within that playoff spots, didn't do too much with it. But I think that we could see them in that similar position again. And, they could be a harder scalp for Wrexham. So, again, love to belt them. Phil Parkey might have some inside knowledge. I mean, it was many years ago now, but maybe he's got some knowledge to help win. Again, every team will be coming for us. Every team will be choosing this as our games as the, quote unquote, playoff game every game. So I don't see the Bantams, giving up too easily. Again, would be a good scalp for us to, put a good score against them. But yeah, I see them doing well this year. And, who knows? They could be towards that top end.
Well, they've got obviously a decent sized stadium that houses 25,136 people as well. So we should get a decent away.
Or do it. That is a topic. Don't even open that can of worms, bud.
And then obviously, look, we've already spoken a little bit about Stockport County, which is our second team. They've got a bit of a smaller stadium.
When you said second team, I thought you were like our second favorite team kind of thing, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
No.
Oh my god. Oh my
Dude,
god.
Are you right there? Are you high or like?
No, I think I'm drinking a 500 ml bloody Carlsberg tinny, and maybe it's just fucking laced with something. But anyways,
Mate,
that was a mild heart attack.
Like when you drink that on camera, it literally looks like you're drinking the Wrexham Stadium grass.
Yeah, pretty much. Because
bottle that
good
shit
old
up
green
and drink
screen.
it. Fucking, how much money would you make? Wrexham Stadium grass in a drink.
Yeah, it's green screen. That's why my hat disappears on the screen as well, because it's that green hat. But the can completely disappears because it thinks it's a green screen. But then the only time it kind of appears is when it's next to my lips. So, anyways, Stockport County. Do you mind if I take the reins of this one for just a moment?
Take the reins, my friend. Take the reins.
Only reason is fuck Stockport, and here's why. Just fuck them. No, I'm kidding. They were a very big thorn in our side. And obviously, as we know, the Hatters basically beat us to the punch. Obviously not last season, but the season before, and won out that league. And they did well to keep themselves up. I thought they might be someone who go straight back down, but they didn't. They were almost a team who could have got into the League One position again through that playoff spot. So kudos to them. That's what I'll give them. But this seems to be unfinished business. Look, I don't want to call out rivalries because, this is a very short-term one, but obviously being close by in the greater Manchester area, being a rival to the takeover teams of the last couple of years, it does seem like it will be a heated one. They're coming out for blood. The chatter that's coming from the Stockport accounts is fucking filth. But also, there are actually some really nice educated people there who kind of understand that we're all trying to get the same thing. So don't want to discount those ones. But mate, they have a stadium of only 10,852. We can't talk. We're very close to that amount. But so again, an away allocation will be quite small. They were founded in 1883, so they're actually 140 years old, and they wear a blue kit predominantly. And mate, can you just go into who their recent signing was?
Nick Powell.
Yep. Mr. Nick. So Nick is someone who was on the radar.
Was he though?
I don't know. To be honest, I'm starting to think
for sure. Like that's
what
I was getting at the start of this episode. You just don't know. Was he or wasn't he? There was no official word.
No, but like the way I look at it as an outsider looking in, the agent's going to put down a big name to bump up his stocks, right? I say the same thing for Alfie May. I say the same thing for Cal Naismith. I say the same for all of these rumors that have happened throughout the year. I'm starting to think that they're using Wrexham's big name to be like, shit, if we can get Wrexham talking about it, then the world talks about it. And then all of a sudden that player's stocks just go through the roof. So I
Yeah,
think,
and you know what? That shits me to tears. Like, how dare you
yeah,
use our name just to bump your player's stock up? Like,
yeah,
fuck
they
off.
got to get, they
Seriously.
got, and it's funny because a lot of these teams feel like they have something to gain from us having good owners. So, anyways, but that's another story. But look,
Mm.
they signed them. They kind of came onto the offensive, and they're like, oh, they must be rattled. They must be. To be honest, I don't give a shit. Like, I mean,
And you
I
know
don't know
what?
about
They
you, mate, but
probably paid a real pretty penny to get Nick Powell over to Stockport.
yeah.
You know, and it was
But
probably
I
all
mean,
for, it's probably all for nothing. The dude's got still under an injury cloud.
yeah, and like my favorite is, look, and this could be considered us being rattled because we are prattling on about it. But the reason I'm unfazed is it didn't matter who they signed. They're still not kicking as much as Paul Mullen. Do you know what I mean? Like, fuck, like they
Nah,
could sign.
they'll get rolled by us. I don't care. Like, look,
I agree. Yeah.
we're
Oh, they'll
coming.
get rolled.
We're out for blood too,
And
and
that's it. And
you know,
look, they'll be a rival. They'll be back up in probably in those playoff spots again. But I hope that we don't even have to worry about them because we're too far ahead. So that'll be
exactly,
good.
exactly. All
Oh, I love it,
right.
mate.
So that brings us to the end of another podcast for the week.
We've done well. I
We've
think
done
I'm
well.
really proud of us. We usually tend to go overtime, but today
We're,
we've
we're
done
we're
really
trying
well.
to we're trying to make it more engaging, I guess. But you know, look, it was good podcast, solid. Like, love spending time with my boy Adrian over here. So
Ah, thanks, mate.
you
Me
know,
too. I love spending time with you, mate.
and
It's a highlight of my week, to be honest. And I also just love talking to the listeners throughout the week as well, through our
mm,
Twitter channels at Two Beards Wrexham or Two Beards WXM. It's just cool, right? Like we took a time this week. We have our like weekly business meeting when we look at Two Beards Media, and we get that all set up, which is, podcast mainly and looking at other ventures as well. But honestly, the highlight for me is talking to Chris, having a beer,
oh,
having a laugh, but then reading the nice comments that have come through
yeah,
from the listeners. And we've been very lucky. The YouTube channel's got some really like you've just been very lovely. Even just I saw some podcast reviews on Apple. I didn't even know that was a thing. So to see the nice comments coming through, they don't go unnoticed, guys. Please, like I mean,
mm.
obviously
And look,
don't have to pump up our
I'm
tires,
just
but
going
yeah,
to address the Wrexham fan base here as well, and just
do
say,
it.
look, everything's fun, everything's in a bit of everything's everything's great. Our club is who we support. It's who we love. It's who we bleed for. It's, like, there doesn't need to be any divide between any fan base. Everyone's going to have their own opinion on how things are run. No
And they're
one's
allowed it.
right.
They're
No
allowed
one's
it. Yeah,
wrong. They're allowed to have their own opinions. Everyone's allowed to have their own opinions. Don't vilify anyone for them. It's
correct.
just understand that everyone's a Wrexham fan, and that's a good thing.
Mhm.
So by all means, if you're not happy with something and you want to voice it, but do so respectfully and understand that not everyone's going to see it the same way.
Exactly.
Um,
And
Wrexham
I
can
love
do
that,
no
Chris.
wrong in my eyes. They really can't. But thankfully, I'm not in Wrexham and trying to get tickets to a match day game and all that sort of stuff. So I
Yeah,
share that
we're
pain. But look,
we're in a privileged position for
at the
sure.
end of the day, they've had a meteoric rise. They're trying to do everything they can, and it's grown massively bigger than what they've ever projected, and they've got to try and work with that. It's going to take time. Have a bit of
Yep.
patience, love your club, support your club, cheer them over the line, and let's get them this championship back to back this coming season.
Bloody
And on that note, we're going to leave you. Remember, visit twobeardsmedia.com. Check out the merch store. Link in the description. Join our Patreon program. We'd love to have you. And we will see you guys next week.
After some music, I think.
After some music, yes. So our band this week, obviously, again, is going to be Hypenotic because we love these guys. Will
love him. Bloody love you, Will.
So
love
we're going to be playing his song Gaslit. Speaks for himself. Go follow him on Twitter, Hypenotic Band on Twitter and on Spotify. Plenty of good songs that they have. Go show them some love. Amazing, amazing guys, and we love them. So without further ado, guys, here is Gaslit by Hypenotic. We'll see you all next week.
Where do I belong?